Good morning and welcome to JFT Updates for the week of March 16, 2026. To get us started, we have our contact information here on the screen for you. That includes our address, phone numbers, and email, our website, and our social media accounts. And we remind everyone to please like and subscribe to our social media accounts. This is what's going on this week. We are preparing some emails so that you have information about upcoming events. The first upcoming event to tell you about is happening Saturday, March 28th. Yes, that's the same day as the parade, but this is the No Kings Day Visibility Bridge at the Riverside Drive Bridge over I-55. They are asking for people to sign up in 1 hour shifts, so it is possible for you to do a morning shift and still have time to get to the parade if you would like to do so. There is a QR code to sign up. If you are planning to go, we ask that you wear a union shirt, and if you need one, please contact the office and we'll get you one. Also upcoming on Monday, April the 6th, is the teacher town hall meeting with the Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate, Scott Colomb. This will be held at the Medgar Evers Library on April 6th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. We will have our spring general membership meeting on Sunday, April the 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. There are more details forthcoming, but go ahead and mark it on your calendar. This is the meeting where we're going to take nominations for our officer elections. So that is president, vice presidents, the different vice presidents, board members. Guest speaker will be there as well. That will be announced soon. Also, we have more AVERT and CPR classes coming, I believe, in the month of April, maybe in May. I'm not 100% sure, and we are planning to offer CEUs for that. This is a repeat from last week, but we continue to ask you to boycott ChatGPT. OpenAI, the parent company for ChatGPT, has agreed to work with the Department of Defense, not that other word, to use AI on classified networks after Anthropic refused, citing domestic surveillance and fully autonomous weapons as part of its reasons. If you're looking for something else to use instead of ChatGPT, there are lots of options, but Anthropic has one called Claude, Claude, and it is something you may want to check out. We don't use it in the office, but we thought we would let you know that it exists. I am still planning a retirement workshop sometime in April that's going to help you get a snapshot of the things that you need to know before you retire. And these, of course, are things you don't just do at the last minute. You really need to start preparing several years in advance. There will be more information coming about that soon. We are working on what's needed for members to make suggestions for an elections committee, basically a nomination process of sorts for the election committee. We're trying to do that before the end of the month, so hopefully we'll have something out this week regarding elections committee. Committee members have a handful of requirements. It requires commitment, but not committing to a ton of time, if that makes sense. There are no upcoming school visits. They're doing individual visits only, but if you need to speak to an organizer, here is their information on the screen. And feel free to contact your organizer or let the office know, and we'll get you in touch with your organizer. Upcoming JFT board meetings. The next board meeting will be Tuesday, April 14th. That's our regular board meeting. Then May 12th and June 9th. That does not include the April 26th spring membership meeting. If you're interested in coming to a meeting, please email the president at presidentjftpsrp@gmail.com to let the president know that you're interested in attending. We just need to make sure that you get a Zoom link, or if we're having a physical meeting, that there is space available for you and that you get copies of the agenda. JFT training right now. We have upcoming in March and April. I plan to offer toxic versus hostile work environment, as well as the retirement workshop. I don't have dates set for that yet. I'm hoping to do that by the end of this week. And you can look for more information on our website, jftpsrp.com. And all you have to do is go to resources and look for JFT training, and that will take you exactly where you need to be. 2026 Mississippi legislative session. Things that we're watching. House Bill 1944 is public money to private schools. This is also called the Children's Promise Act. They love beautiful names for ugly bills. Basically, this is going to, I think, double the money that is going to private schools right now out of public coffers with no oversight whatsoever. And the scary part about this is the language keeps popping up in other bills. There was one recently that was dealing with like a definition of pregnancy standards or something. I don't know. But House Bill 1944 showed up in there. Fortunately, we've got a lot of people watching for these things, but it's they're determined. They are determined to sneak it in some way or another. Senate Bill 2103 is about counselors abiding by the ASCA uh, Code of Ethics, but it was amended to add teacher pay raises, so you can see that information here. 5,000 for teachers immediately. For additional 3,000 for special ed teachers and 3,000 for assistant teachers. It does bring forward sections of law on vouchers and public to public transfer that could be on the table if the bill goes to conference. So the idea is for them to pass it as it is without making changes. House Bill 1395 was amended by the House. If I remember correctly, that means it goes back to the Senate, and the opposite for the Senate. The Senate bill, the House made this amendment, so it goes back to the Senate. But House Bill 1395 adds 6,000 over 3 years. That's 2,000 per year, so it's not immediate. 9,000 for special ed teachers over the course of 3 years. 2,000 for assistant teachers, and a provision to limit time for the right of first refusal for charter schools when regarding public school property being sold, which was the original purpose of that bill. In addition to these, we are watching for dead bills to get resurrected in an amendment because, as you can see, it can happen. So what do you need to do this week? We can ignore training and governance because that is over with. Please call your representatives and senators. Please say no. Ask them to vote no on House Bill 1944 and no to any bill with Children's Promise Act language inserted. Please say yes to Senate Bill 2103 with no school choice amendments. Also 1395. I do not have that listed here. So we'll say House Bill 1395 with no school choice amendments being the important thing. If you need to find your legislator, you have the link on your screen, as well as calling the Capitol switchboard at 601-359-3770, or you can contact House Speaker Jason White here, 601-359-3300. And as final JFT Talks episodes, there are more coming soon. I highly recommend to everyone episode 1A on map testing. This is recently updated with things that will help test day go a little bit more smoothly. Finally, we ask you to whitelist Action Network emails and save Hustle phone numbers as contacts so that you can stay in touch with us. All right, that's it for the week of Monday, March the 16th, 2026. Thank you for being here for JFT Updates.